Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Incursions. I'm Nico, and today I'm going to be catching you up and telling you who Monica Rambeau aka Photon is before the Marvels this Friday 10th of November. And we're going to be doing a Funko Pop giveaway, so stick around.
This is chaos magic.
And yet I was the bad guy.
We are not killing anyone!
That's who built this place. That's who stole your life. Hey, brother.
Oh, that's let's start, shall we?
So I'm just going to preface this by saying I'm only focusing on Monica Rambeau in this video. I will be doing future videos over the next few days about Kamala Khan aka Miss Marvel, about Carol Danvers aka Captain Marvel, as well as a general MCU recap. But today we're just focusing on Monica Rambeau. I won't be going into too much detail about other characters around her during these events, only what I think is important to know to understand who Monica is. We first met Monica Rambeau in 2019's Captain Marvel, which saw the introduction as Carol Danvers or Captain Marvel into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As we learn about Carol's old life on Earth, we learn about her best friend Maria Rambeau, who is also a fellow co-pilot, and about her daughter Monica Rambeau. The film is set in 1995, 6 years after the ACES crash, which left Carol Danvers presumed dead on Earth, but really she was taken by an alien species named the Kree, who aren't dissimilar to humans, although some have blue skin, and they are a very large conquering empire throughout the galaxy. While Carol is part of the Kree Star Force, which is their military, she struggles with flashbacks and memories of her old life that she does not understand. In flashbacks, thanks to the Skrull fracking machine, which enables one to go through one's memories, we get to see glimpses of both Maria and Monica in Carol's memories. Carol returns to Earth by accident as she is chasing after an alien species named the Skrulls, who are shapeshifters, and while she is here she starts to learn about her old life on Earth. When Carol arrives, she is met by an up-and-coming S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, Nicholas Fury, but people only call him Fury, and he accompanies Carol throughout the rest of her visit to Earth. When we do meet Monica, she is approximately 12 years of age, which means she was born approximately around 1983, and she considers Carol as family and refers to her as Auntie Carol. Even though Carol struggles to remember anything about her previous life on Earth, some sort of perhaps subconscious memory or familiarity with Monica Rambeau reminds her of her nickname that she had for her.
Thanks, Lieutenant Trouble.
Which was Lieutenant Trouble, and we have actually seen that in some promos ahead of the Marvels. And of course, because Nick Fury was still accompanying Carol when she visited the Rambeau family home, not only did Maria meet Nick Fury, but so did Monica. And of course, in the trailers and promos ahead of the Marvels, we do see a familiarity between the two.
Monica, you gotta fly.
No.
Black girl magic.
As I mentioned, in the film, we do meet a second type of alien species named the Skrulls, and they are green shape-shifting aliens that can pretty much shape-shift into anything as long as they can see it. And in fairness, Monica, who's approximately around 12 years of age, is not one bit surprised, scared or freaked out to see these aliens, even though one morphed into her own mother. And by the time that the film ends, we see both Monica Rambeau as well as the Skrull General Talos, his daughter Gaia. They were playing with each other, and of course we saw an adult version of Gaia in Secret Invasion. Before Carol flies off to help the Skrulls find a home, she asks Monica to design a new style for her suit because of course she doesn't want to wear the same colours as the Kree because she doesn't align herself with them, and they're the people that took her from her life, from her home, from her family, and tried to lie to her. And Monica picks a red and blue theme, and of course ever since then we have always seen some iteration of the red and blue suit, although it changes quite often as we've seen throughout the Marvel Universe. 23 years later, in 2018, Monica's mother Maria had cancer and went in for surgery to try and remove it. While this was happening, the Avengers were fighting Thanos in Wakanda and on Titan to prevent the snap, but failed. And while Monica is sitting in a hospital room waiting for her mother Maria to come back from surgery, Monica is snapped. 2 years later, Monica's mother Maria unfortunately passes away without the presence of her daughter because Monica was still snapped at this time. In 2023, 5 years later, Monica was snapped back. The Avengers pulled off the time heist and defeated Thanos and his army, successfully bringing everyone back that was snapped 5 years ago. As Monica is reassembled, she is reassembled in the last place where she was when she was snapped, which is still that hospital room. As she's reassembled, we can actually hear memories and dialogue, and a lot of that dialogue comes from Captain Marvel, the movie, and we can even hear Lieutenant Trouble.
Lieutenant Trouble.
As Monica wakes up, because in her perception she just fell asleep, she realizes the hospital has gone into chaos, but thankfully she is able to find her mother's doctor. Now, her mother's doctor is absolutely shocked to see Monica, understandably. Monica then asks after her mother, and unfortunately the doctor has to break the news.
Your mom, she died, honey.
Maria died 3 years ago, 2 years after you snapped. And of course Monica does not understand. She said, I might have fallen asleep for 20 minutes, but what do you mean I disappeared? And of course at this time no one knew what was going on. No one realized, oh, it's everyone coming back from the snap. It was just, what the hell. 2 weeks after the blip, Monica returns to work at SWORD. SWORD stands for Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division. SWORD is an American extra-governmental intelligence agency dedicated to protecting Earth from extraterrestrial and extra-dimensional threats. We learn that SWORD was founded by Monica's mother, Maria Rambeau, after Carol's return to Earth in 1995 with extraterrestrial life, namely the Kree and the Skrulls. Maria founded SWORD to focus on manned missions and extraterrestrial operations under the US government. We see that after Maria's death, Monica's colleague Tyler Hayward was made interim director because he was the only choice, and he does acknowledge that Monica would have been the obvious choice if she had been there.
You should have been here to help name the replacement.
You were the obvious choice.
I was the only choice.
We also learned that Monica now has the rank and title of Captain,
Captain Monica Rambeau.
just like her mother and her auntie Carol. Monica then asks after the astronaut training program, and of course this tells us that Monica is an astronaut. While Monica was ready to get back to work, Tyler had to inform Monica that she was grounded, meaning terrestrial missions only, a protocol set by her in in case the reappearance of vanished persons. Tyler then assigns Monica to what she thinks is a trivial mission, chaperoning an imaging drone in a missing persons case for the FBI. When Monica arrives at Westview, she is met by FBI agent Jimmy Woo, who we met in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Agent Woo and Captain Rambeau quickly establish that this is not a missing persons case, but a missing town. Monica recognizes the energy field surrounding the town of Westview, and upon inspection, she is pulled in. Within 24 hours, SWORD has taken over the response to the Westview anomaly and has called in many experts. Among those experts is a Dr. Darcy Lewis, who we first met in Thor, and has now gained her doctorate in astrophysics. Upon making her first assessment, she discovers a significant level of CMBR, also known as cosmic microwave background radiation, which is ancient radiation left over from the Big Bang, and then discovers a broadcast frequency entwined with the CMBR. And when she tunes into it, it transmits a sitcom starring Wanda Maximoff and the Vision. Darcy and Jimmy soon spot Monica in the sitcom, but her name in the sitcom is Geraldine. She also seems to be dressed like everyone else and playing along in the role, but they have yet to understand what's going on. As the sitcom airs, Monica, or should I say Geraldine, gets a speaking part. In episode 3, we see that Wanda is pregnant and her pregnancy develops rapidly. Geraldine then visits Wanda, and while visiting, Wanda then goes into labor.
Yes, you can. You can do this.
And Geraldine delivers Wanda's first baby. After the twins are delivered, Wanda shares with Geraldine that she is a twin and she had a brother, Pietro. But by reminding Geraldine of Pietro, it seems to take her out of the sitcom role and back into real life. Monica then says,
He was killed by Ultron.
By saying this and referring to Pietro's death by Ultron, Wanda seems to be shocked back into reality, and she blasts Monica through the walls of her house and looks to be other houses in Westview and out of the Hex altogether. Hex is the name that Darcy gave the Westview anomaly because of its hexagonal shape. When Monica returns to reality and outside of the Hex, the sword professionals conduct x-rays and blood tests, but nothing appears on the x-rays and they cannot interpret the blood tests, so something strange is going. Monica then joins director Tyler Hayward and the rest of the team at the sword base to brief them on Monica's first-person experience inside the Westview anomaly. We now know that Wanda is the cause of the anomaly, and director Tyler Hayward insists on portraying Wanda as a villain. Monica advocates for Wanda because she too understands the grief that Wanda is going through, and it's important to note that both of these women are grieving for people that in their reality and perception have only died weeks ago because they were blipped, so the last 5 years did not happen for them. Darcy and Jimmy speculate about the level of Wanda's powers, and Monica says that she could have taken on Thanos if he didn't initiate a blitz, and that no one else came close, although Jimmy steps in and says, well, I'd say Captain Marvel came close, and then Darcy asks, oh, she got her powers from an Infinity Stone too. And by the mention of Captain Marvel or Carol Danvers, Monica does not look very happy, and she's insistent on that we move on from this conversation because we are not talking about Captain Marvel. Now, why might there be tension between Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau? Well, perhaps Monica had some resentment if Carol didn't really visit her mother during her cancer journey, or didn't bring, medicine or technology from space that might have been able to help, or perhaps that Carol hasn't really made an effort since 1995 to visit that often. And we've already seen in promos for the Marvels that there is definitely tension between them, so I'm looking forward to getting to know more.
It is so good to see you, Lieutenant Trouble.
And it's Captain Rambeau now.
They send in an 80s Stark drone which is successful on entry into the Hex, but Monica is only given a very brief moment to try and communicate verbally with Wanda, but director Tyler Hayward then overrides Monica's control of the drone and orders to shoot a missile at Wanda while her kids are beside her. The missile is unsuccessful, and very quickly Wanda then comes out of the Hex to give Tyler Hayward his last and only warning: stay out of my home. Monica realizes that Wanda has her telepathic powers and says, Wanda, you let a sword agent into your home, and
you trusted me to help deliver your babies.
On some level, you trust me and you know I'm an ally. And while Monica has a great point, unfortunately, the stage of grief in which Wanda is in does not allow her to perceive Monica's good intentions at all, and returns back to the Hex. Monica tries to reason with Hayward too by saying if Wanda is the problem, she has to be a part of the solution. And Hayward is aggravated by this and says that she is always advocating on behalf of superpowered individuals, and that he knows about her history with Carol Danvers, and he's just not having a bar of anyone who might perceive Wanda as not doing this to try and hurt people, but rather she needs help, which is obviously Monica's viewpoint. And then he orders his other staff to kick Monica, Jimmy and Darcy off the base. While being escorted off the base, Monica and Jimmy fight the agents that were escorting them, and then the three of them break back into the Sword base, and then Darcy hacks the network to get intel. Darcy discovers Monica's blood results and says that her cells have actually changed because she's gone through the hex twice already. And Monica is not dissuaded by this and said, I have seen enough cells changing and metastasizing for a lifetime, obviously calling back to her mother having cancer. But this is also setting up her powers that she will get by the end of this series. Thanks to the Vision's curiosity, Wanda had to expand the size of the hex to prevent Vision from disassembling, and the majority of Sword agents, including Darcy, were actually then brought into the hex, with only a few like Hayward, Jimmy and Monica escaping. Monica makes a call to an aerospace engineer who is actually an old colleague of her mother, so she's calling in a favor to be able to get a vehicle suitable to pass through the hex safely. As Monica attempts to do this, the Boundary continues to try and rewrite the vehicle. Monica leaves the vehicle and her superhero moment arrives as she believes she can pass through the boundary of the hex, and that's exactly what she does. Just like when she came back from the blip, as Monica passes through the hex boundary, we can hear her memories, and again a lot of dialogue from Captain Marvel.
When they were handing out kids, they gave her the toughest one.
Then we are able to see what she can, which is the different waves of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is the same powers that her comic book counterpart has, being able to see and manipulate the different waves of the electromagnetic spectrum. Monica then runs to speak with Wanda and tries to tell her what's really going on with Hayward and Vision, but Wanda doesn't want to hear any of this, and then Wanda uses her powers to raise Monica up and then tries to slam her down to the ground. And on impact, Monica is able to use her new powers to prevent any injury, and we can even see some of this light in her eyes. Monica shares and relates to Wanda through the loss of losing her mother, just like Wanda is going through the loss of Vision. Just when we think Monica is getting through to Wanda, Agatha, who turns out to be an evil witch, interrupts them and brings Wanda to her house. Agatha takes Wanda through her traumatic but significant memories to learn who she is, and we learn that Wanda did not steal the Vision's body. She uses the essence of the Mind Stone that lives within her to create a version of the Vision, but this version cannot live outside the hex, similar to her two sons. During the climax and big action sequence between Wanda and Agatha and Vision and the White Vision, Wanda brings down the borders of the hex, which allows Hayward and the military to enter. Wanda's twins Billy and Tommy handle the military with their new powers, but Director Hayward attempts to shoot the two boys, which is horrific, but Monica jumps in front of them to catch the bullets, and I don't think she knew how to use her new powers, nor did she know what would happen, but I'm guessing her innate subconsciousness or instincts were able to use her powers to let her phase the bullets, allowing them to go through her but not injure her, and not getting either of the boys. When it's all said and done and Wanda makes things right, Wanda then thanks Monica for her help and apologizes for what she has done. Monica is able to relate to Wanda and even admits that with that power, she would probably try to have brought her mother back too, so they can relate on that level. As everything is being tidied up and Director Hayward is rightfully so being arrested, an agent approaches Monica and asks to meet in the theatre. When she does go into the theatre, the agent shapeshifts back into a Skrull and says, I've been sent by an old friend of your mother's, this obviously being Nick Fury. And in Secret Invasion, we did learn that Nick Fury was setting up the most complex and comprehensive extraterrestrial defense system in the history of mankind, and we saw him return to Saber at the end of Secret Invasion.
Good news from Saber. The Kree said they're open to peace talks with the Skrulls.
And it looks like Monica did take up Nick Fury's offer, because we see Nick Fury in Saber, and then we see Monica outside in her astronaut suit. So that is who Monica Rambeau, aka Photon, is. For me, Monica is one of my favorites, and I'm super excited for the Marvels, and I have to say this is my most anticipated MCU project of this year. So now on to the giveaway. This is the first ever giveaway I'm doing on the channel, and it's perfect for the Marvels because, as I said, it's my most anticipated MCU project of this year, and a lot of my favorite characters are in it. So this is the Funko Pop that I'm doing for the giveaway. It is Photon from the Marvels, aka Monica Rambeau. It's Pop 1250, and you can probably see my one of Photon. I have a good few of the Marvels Funko Pops already. I have to say they look really high quality, and I will be doing an unboxing and review video for them, so do stick around for that. Now let's get on to the rules of the giveaway. The giveaway will be open until Wednesday the 15th of November at 11:55 p.m. GMT time. I live in Dublin, Ireland, so it will be in my time zone, which is Greenwich Mean Time or GMT. The winner will be announced on Thursday the 16th of November. What you need to do is give the video a like, click that subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Let me know either who your favorite Marvel is or what you're hoping to see in the Marvels. Now, because of the amount of fake accounts people create to try and claim prizes that aren't rightfully theirs, I will be doing manual authentication. This means that when I pick the winner, I will ask you to email my Pop Incursions email. Then I will give you a code, and you will have to go back to your original comment, edit it, and input that code. That way I know that you are the same person on the same account of that comment, and that will prevent other people from being able to claim your prize. Then once you do input the code into your original comment, I will email you to get the details for shipping, and everything is included. You don't need to pay anything, no postage, nothing like that. 100% free. So give the video a like, click that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let me know which character in the Marvels film is your favorite, and or what you're most excited to see or hoping to see. I really hope you have enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you will enter the giveaway and that you will let other people know if you think they'll be interested in learning who Monica is or getting a Monica Rambeau Funko Pop. I will be making many videos this week about the Marvels, including who is Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and a general MCU recap, as well as some fun theories. And of course, when the film comes out, I will do a breakdown video. I am Nico for Pop Incursions. See you next time.